Get ready for the ultimate rendezvous of the sharpest minds.
The shape of the Nigerian state just now has all the capacities and possibilities of birthing in a disastrous and pestilential aqua.
I'm proud of Nigeria despite the challenges. I had an American green card. I gave it up. I'm not excited about it. If I was crazy about it, I would keep my green card and eventually qualify for citizenship.
More than ever before in the history of our nation, this is the worst instability we are facing. In fact, this is worse than the Civil War. Today, there are a lot of misgiving, a lot of misinterpretations of what is happening. We cannot pretend that we are capable of confronting the situation in our hands.
Editors Hangout, where journalists gather to dissect the pulse of our world. We are not just reporters, we are the guardians of truth and justice. With our pens and mouth sharp enough to pierce through society ills for humanity and a better country. Don't miss out, because when journalists speak, the world listens. Tune in to your Shining Supreme radio station and be part of the conversation every Wednesday from 11 o'clock to 12 noon. Editors Hangout, the meeting point of journalist by journalist for humanity, society, and the country.
Good morning and thank you for staying with us on your Shining Supreme radio station, Diamond 88.7 FM. And it's time for the show Editors Hangout, where seasoned journalists converge to talk and discuss and highlight some of the burning topics that steer national conversation. 3 minutes past the hour of 11 from our studios at Diamond FM. So this morning we'll be discussing some two key issues. We'll be examining the proposed primary elections of political parties in Kwara, with a lot of emphasis and attention on the ruling party, the APC. And also we analyze the relationship, the nexus between hard drugs and crime, not just in our country, but also with focus also on our dear nation, Nigeria, and Kwara State in particular. So the majority of our discussion, as we're talking about the national level, we try to also center it around whatever is happening within our dear state, Kwara. My name is Adeyemi Adewale. I'm joined by three sharpened journalists in the studio. We have Mr. Michael Abiodun Ladiwaju Mahu, the General Manager of Diamond FM. My brother, Mr. Akinlulu Abayomi, Alhaji Akinlulu Abayomi, and also Mr. Abiodun Akinwumi. Together, they'll be joining me on the show to discuss the earlier topics mentioned, and we hope to be doing justice to that within the next 50 minutes. If you're listening to us, you can be a part of the conversation. Just call us on 0913 655 6952. 0913 655 6952. WhatsApp is 0913 655 6864. 0913 655 6864. And don't forget, you can also listen via Radio Garden or on Diamond FM website, www.diamondfm.net. You can also follow your Shining Supreme radio station across all social media and do at Diamond 887 FM, at Diamond 887 FM. While you can also watch us live on YouTube, Diamond FM on YouTube, Diamond 887 FM. You can watch us live on YouTube, Editors Hangout, and every other show on your Shining Supreme radio station. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of our conversation. But before that, let's hear from my fellow colleagues in the studio, starting from the General Manager of Diamond FM, Mao. Good morning to you, Mao. How are you doing?
Good morning, Adeyemi, and good morning to our listeners all over the world.
My brother.
Good morning, and it's nice to be here again to talk about on our Editors Hangout.
Good morning.
Good morning, the Anchor Man. Good morning, Nigerians.
Good morning, the Anchor Man. Good morning, Nigerians. Where should we start from? Let's start. I'd love to start from locally. Yoruba will say nǹkan tó bá ń dunni ló ń pọ̀ lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀. So let's quickly start from whatever is happening on the local scene. Now, we also promised to talk about the primaries, not just in the APC. We also said we'll talk about things that are happening in the PDP. Just as we are coming on air, the PDP released a notice. They're notifying the PDP senatorial primary elections. According to the PDP, they said they wish to notice the public, including party stakeholders, party member stakeholders, and aspirants of the PDP senatorial primary election for the 3 senatorial districts of Kwara State, which will be holding today, in line with the timetable and guidelines approved by the national leadership of the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. What we know that national leaders of the party is the one aligned to the USM Wiki aspect, not if there's still anything like that, to the Makinde aspect, to Raki Makinde aspect of the party. He said the mode of primaries shall either be through direct voting or consensus arrangement, depending on the agreement reached by stakeholders and aspirants in the respective senatorial districts. Party members across the party are hereby encouraged to troop out into the respective ward collation center to participate in the exercise. They also said, remember, only registered PDP members with valid party membership card will be eligible to vote, and ward officials are advised to strictly adhere to these directive. They said necessary arrangements have been put in place to ensure a peaceful and orderly exercise, with the officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) expected to monitor the process, while security personnel will also be on ground to maintain order. PDP have told us that the primary election will be coming today. In terms of the senatorial district, we know that the APC have done their own senatorial election and also the House of Representative election, primary election in the state. And some of the things that we hear from that angle, from the APC primary election, is not palatable, not something that you might want to be talking about. Let's start from some of those, conversation that have arose from the APC election that we've witnessed in the state, and part of which is what the people have spoken to here, that they are saying that INEC will monitor their election, and they are also promising a credible election. Let's talk about the credibility of the APC primary, Mao.
Thank you so much, Adeyemi. When one looks at the way primary election has been conducted in Nigeria of late, especially coming down to our state, Kwara State, one will be marvel, an active watcher, an active reporter on the feed will say that internal democracy within political parties in Kwara is on trial. When one looks at the various allegations and counter-allegations that have bedeviled all the primary elections conducted so far, and one now looks forward to some other primary elections coming up, especially the governorship coming up in the APC tomorrow. Is it today or tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yes.
I think it's the lawmaker, the House of Assembly that we have today.
Yes. One will be imagining if internal democracy in the truth that democratic norms should be done, if is followed or not.
Mr. Akin, okay, you want to add something?
Yes. Then when one looks at just the APC as the ruling party and the number of contenders coming out, and just opposes it with some other political parties, you find out that it's much more the PDP that is forthcoming. Other political parties have been a little bit on the sideline.
Mr. Akin, let's look at some of the reports we've got in terms of credibility of the primaries from the APC that we've gotten. I don't know about you. I have seen some videos online where the counting seems as if we are counting in evens, odd, or tens, or fives. That's the way the counting has gone, according to some of the videos we've seen online. And we've had some of the reports of people that said, no, probably those videos are fabricated, might not be the way it is. The primaries are not done like that. INEC representative were on ground to monitor those elections, and we've not seen INEC condemn any of those elections in the state. But let's talk about the credibility from what you've gathered as a reporter.
Well, I don't think it's in the power of INEC to either say this not credible or not.
But I didn't monitor.
Yeah, I think the way they are doing it now in every ward, I don't INEC will be able to be in every ward to monitor those elections. And the way I'm saying, I'm not surprised because when I had of a primary election, what they call it, direct primaries, which what happened also in 2018, I know it will be a mirage because in 2018 during the APC primary, that's what they used, and we have the allegation of people from other states that brought to the states, and when they are having primary election and the party is having like 300, the winning 1 hour at 300,000, and during the general election, the candidates cost less than 300,000. That's who are the people that vote during the primary election. So the kind of democracy that we have in Nigeria, and now this next election in the electoral act, we are either direct primaries or consensus, and we know that the way political parties are structured in Nigeria, one, do they have the database of all their party members?
They will tell you they've asked them to register online.
But the party said the party card is not a criteria for the election. So with what happened?
No, from what PDP is saying, they are saying the party card.
But the APC, I'm talking about the APC. They said because according to their laws, if they're supposed to have a pass where they are paid for dues. So but they waive it, and the way it is now, we know that there's some local government that the election did not take place at all, and they write of the sorts. So that's the issue in their party. But with what we have seen, it's a democracy. We still have a long way to go. Though I'm not surprised with what happened in Osho, because we know that Nigerian democracy and the party structure has not matured to the time where we have direct primaries. So I would prefer a delegate or a way we used to have it, because when you talk about delegates, we know that you are representing this zone, and we know that other people that have hold political position in the parties, like former governor, they have automatic slots for delegate issue. But now every ward, we know some people that will vote in APC, they go vote in PDP, but that's the way they used to do. That is how the party's discipline has been so down to zero in most of our political parties. So I'm not surprised with what happened, because I know that most of our party, they are not that structured in a way that even this one, you know that this we have 500 members, we have 700 members. It's not as structured in that way. So I'm not surprised. And the only thing that surprised me is how will you write a result for local government election where it was alleged that election did not took place at all. Then it is another issue that baffles me is when you have a different results for local government. This one we see APC result sheet. They said that candidate A emerge. The other one you see the others will snap another one. Party B emerge in the same political party. And even up to now, some of those primary election result has not been released officially. So that's even the aspect I'm looking at. Why is the delay in all those things? At least to be done immediately or at least 24 hours after.
Elijah, we want us to look at this direct primary thing and trying to juxtapose it with what we have before, delegates. Some of the problem we have with delegates is because they said is money politics. So it's who owns the piper dictates the tuner. If you have the largest money, then you buy all the delegates and you get the election. And that's why we are looking at direct primaries. What we were told in the direct primaries is going to tell us who is the preferred candidate of all the party members. It's not like people will be at the ward at the grassroots, while some of their leaders in the party will just pick that this is the person representing us, and this is who we want you to go and vote against. But let's look at some of the things that has arose during this APC primary, especially the money politics that we say that the delegate issue was one of the biggest issue in terms of the delegates issue. Is the direct primary taking that away, or is still money who is dictating whatever is the election? And is the direct primary bringing more credibility into the political parties when it comes to them giving us whoever is going to be their party candidates?
Well, thank you, the anchorman. Nothing has changed. The only thing that I would say has changed is the fact that instead of having one location, we now have over 100 locations. You see, monetization of politics is something that has become part of us, and doing away with it will actually require commitment on the part of the people to say, look, we want credible people as our leaders, and we will be choosing them not because they are giving or providing, monetary benefits, or they're giving us money. Actually, we want to choose leaders who will be able to do what we want, who can hold accountable. That's it. The thing is this. Delegates, indirect primary, you have, for example, 1,000 people gathered in a hall, and you have INEC playing the role of an observer, and it will be very easy for INEC to come up with reports, and if there are legal battles arising from such an exercise, INEC will have, a first insight in terms of being a witness to what has happened. But in this case, instead of having people gathered in a hall, assembled in a hall, we now have people queuing up at different locations. For example, in the senatorial district where you have 83 wards, that means you have people queuing up possibly at like let's say 200 locations. So what has not changed is the fact that the leaders, you see, you made reference to the fact that somebody will say 1, 10, 50, 100. No, you see, they were just doing that to satisfy and to meet up with the requirement, because they have already allocated figures, and allocation of figures is dependent on the amount you have sent. It is the leaders that will say, look, Mr. Adeyemi has sent 200 million, Mr. Akilolu has sent 400 million, Chairman Mao has sent 600 million. Let's give Chairman Mao 600 votes, Mr. Akilolu 400 votes, Mr. Adeyemi 200 votes.
200 million.
So that's the way they will not want to meet. They have already done the allocation of votes. So in order to meet up with that, they're not okay. 1, 7, 200. So that's just
so what we have seen in terms of the election is like a farage, something that has.
Of course, it is the leaders that will look. I won't mention the name of the local government. That's the term of that local government of a political party.
You've mentioned the name already.
In a local government, allegedly got the materials and the money meant for the elders, and it didn't even get to that local government, and they came up with it. So see, what has changed, like I said earlier, is the fact that rather than having one location, we are now having different locations, and rather than having delegates who they do refer to jocularly as delegates, rather than having some, for example, a delegate. I had a friend who was a delegate 2023 or 2023, and some of them went to Abuja, returned with like 4 million naira each person, because when a candidate gives you $10,000, you know how much is that. So the thing is, some people were so lucky that they got money from 2 aspirants.
And
so
they can only vote for 1.
And they vote for, they may not even vote. So the thing is, what has changed is the fact that rather than having one location, we are now having more than 200 locations. And one thing I also want to note, that the influence of the godfathers, the power brokers, is still there. You know, when we were having indirect primaries, the leaders, like if we want to consult with people in the senatorial district, you go meet the leader, the political leader there, and say, look, all the delegates from the senatorial district, this is their money. Then the man will tell them, go and vote for so person. When you return and you have evidence that you have voted for the person, this I will give you your money. Now the aspirants will send money to the ward chairman, party chairman at the local government level rather, and they are the one that will now determine the votes they will allocate to an aspirant. So nothing has changed. Monetization of politics is still clearly evident.
So the credibility of that election is still very much under question when we look at some of the analysis. Something I want to look at right now is, we are examining the APC. I would not want us to also judge that with the PDP. And Mr. Hakim mentioned something during his own analysis when he said the APC did not say if you have a party card. He said the APC said anybody can come and vote. So they waive the fact that, but PDP are saying right now. PDP, do you disagree with that?
Yeah. What they said, what the party said was that provision of evidence of payment of dues is not mandatory. If you are not a member of the political party, you cannot vote. It's practically impossible because they already have their data. And I will give you. Let me share this with you. Majority of the people, majority of the APC members that voted in the fellow local government, they didn't do that in their own respective hometowns. They didn't do that. People who are in areas where they are having security fears. Some voted in Gama, some voted in Idofian. So if it had been a free thing for everyone, how would they know? They know instead. Most of them are rural communities, rural areas. They know this person is not from. He's not a resident of our town. He cannot vote. He's not a member of our party. So to let you know that the provision of membership was mandatory.
So we all agree that the elections that we've seen so far is not credible. What can the PDP do differently?
Well, I think it depends on them. But what I know is that no candidate will emerge without the authorization of the leader of the party. So that's where it has been, and I think that's how it will be for a very long time. But that's where our democracy, that's where it is structured. That's where our party is structured. I even have some people even allege that in Kwara North that was not even election at all. So that
some are saying I also heard some there's a lot that you see on social media, especially when it comes to this election time. Some party people, majorly from the grassroots in the APC, who are pointing fingers again to the leaders of the party and obviously to the governor. That's due to the leadership quality that we're having this mess in the APC primary.
Well, I don't think it's not only in Kwara. Even in Osho, they have issues. So I don't think it has to do with a particular leader, a particular governor. It has to do with the way our political parties is structured in the part of the world. But what I see with PDP is...
So what the president did to say we should go to direct primaries was a big mistake.
Well, I'm not saying it's a big mistake, but one thing I know is the kind of democracy we are practicing in Nigeria, there is no kind of system that will bring credibility unless we stop this monetization of politics. One, those money we are giving to political office holders is too much. That's why we have this desperation. So no matter structure that we bring, it will play a power will continue to date it too. Because when you make the governor the leader of the party, when is the one that is financing the party? Of course, I'm financing something, and you expect someone to emerge without my consent. It's not possible.
Part of the allegations of the governor, Mao, which we were sharing before coming on here, some of the release that we saw from the Arometa to looking at the governor and saying, because yesterday we had the governor saying he has endorsed Ambassador Asiriki as his own endorsed candidate, successor, to become the next governor. However, he also stated that the other 15 candidates can go ahead, because obviously it's direct primary. You can go ahead and test your popularity. This is just I am saying I will wish to be my successor in the governor's statement. But others can go ahead but we've had a lot of statements, even some from the Emirates who have disagreed with him and said this is not a party resolution. And that is what some people are pointing out to, looking at questioning the governor's leadership, Mao. Let's look at the announcement of Ambassador Asiriki as his successor. Was that also necessary? Is that part of his wrong leadership decision that he has taken, where some have questioned his leadership position in the party?
One thing I want you to realize is that the present political dispensation we are running has not given enough room for party leadership to emerge. You know, they are in the previous political dispensation we have had in this country, there is the supremacy of the party, but now we have the supremacy of the governors and the leaders within the party. It's unlike when there was the supremacy of the party. It was when we had the supremacy of the party that we have strong internal political control. But as of today, internal democracy is sovereign in all political parties in Nigeria. It is not only in the APC, it is now very prevalent in almost every political party, and that is why you always see politicians moving from one party to the other, and it will be like an itinerant pastoralist, the way politicians are.
Endorsing Ambassador Asiriki wasn't necessary from the governor.
It wasn't. In fact, it wasn't necessary. Even if he would have done that as a leader to all, he ought to have kept it to himself and allow the party democracy to thrive, because it has further divided even the party itself. You know, definitely you can't have about 15-20 children and you announce to all of them that this is the one I favor. Others will see you as being biased, so it will actually affect the psyche, the level of loyalty to even the parent body. The governor is seen as the leader of the party in the state, and the constitution of APC recognizes the governor as the leader of the party. So definitely it means that he has even given the touch to all the party machinery in the state to favor Yaya Seriki above other candidates.
Alhaji, some will say, when you know that you are endorsing Yaya Seriki, why not say this earlier? Why allow 215 of us? That's just me trying to overemphasize the number. Why allow such number of candidates, about 16 of us, to spend a whole lot of money and to go and get a party nomination ticket? Why not just tell us that you already have a favored candidate and we think about concessions?
Thank you, the anchorman. Senior colleague, Chama Mao, has made his opinion known. But I want to say this, democracy, either in developed countries or countries like Nigeria, no one who is about to leave office will not, as the election approaches, say, this is my candidate. The 2 times that we've had transition from an administration to another, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, he endorsed late Yar'Adua. General Muhammadu Buhari endorsed Ahmad Lawan. But because he's not really a politician, or he's not really someone who could assert himself, that was how it felt. In Ogun State, Governor Dapo Abiodun had endorsed Yayi like 2 weeks ago.
Now, Alhaji, the question I'm asking is, we have no problem you endorsing someone. You could endorse someone. But when you look, I think severally on this show, part of the conversation that people are having within their party, among the locals, is what we have also spoken about. We knew the amount of people who are getting the nomination ticket. They were rising. And there was a time on this show when we were discussing the number of people taking the nomination ticket, that the leaders of the party need to factor in a direction so everybody would be clear. The pretenders we know, and the contenders we know whatever they are going to. Now the question that those that fall on the aspect of pretenders or contenders right now are asking is, before, when you told us when you were having the party, the other party event that they had, and where the party chairman was rescinded back into his position, was that he did not favor anybody, and that's why everybody is fighting for that position. So they're asking the question, when you know you have an endorsed candidate, why not inform us, earlier, probably the number would not have grown into what it has now, because someone has already taken a nomination ticket, which is about 40
if I may
million.
help you a little bit, you know, the whole process in the APC started from the issue of Sony to Kwara North. Now it's now degenerated into the Kwara North losing his Sony, and now it has, you know, there was this issue of, say, the Kwara Central has spent more time than the other zones, that the governorship should be zoned to the north. But now, when the southern politicians, the south senatorial politicians started clamoring that, look, the north has failed when it was their turn in 2019 and 2023, they relinquished their turn. So it is now their own turn. Now it has now descended back to the issue of central. And now there's a confusion somewhere along the line. When we talk of Kwara North shift of power today, tomorrow we talk of the turn of Kwara South, then now condensing now to Kwara Central.
Alaji.
Well, like I said earlier, the governor has done nothing wrong. And I want to say this, as a human being, there are developments that will make you have a decision switch. You may, before leaving home, say,
Are you talking about the Kwara North agenda?
yeah, you may have it at the back of your mind that, look, if I get to the office, I will take rice. You get to the office, somebody talks about pounded yam, that there's a new place that they sell pounded yam. You have a decision switch.
But that's my decision, not betraying some set of people that I have an agreement with.
That is what I wanted to say. The governor his body language was about Kwara North, Kwara North, Kwara North. Now, the Kwara North agenda could not work again. The people, I think I said it last week, that this is a governor that has been very unlucky in respect of the fact that in his 7 years now, he has not controlled the state to the extent of being seen as political leader or being accepted and recognized in actions and in deeds. And during his first term, 2 ministers from this state were the one that determined who got what at the federal level. Usually it is the governor that will determine who will become the minister, who will be nominated as federal government, all those things. He didn't have enjoyed that privilege. Now, under this current dispensation, the story has been the same. Now, people were, talking about Kwara North and the thing didn't work again. They now had to settle for Kwara Central. And the strategy is this. Ambassador Yaya Seriki is a friend to the president's son. He's from Iloni East. He's from Kwara Central. So, people who are tackling him are using presidency. Are you getting it? So, for him to have decided, look, they are saying, when you have enemies, and there is a hostile enemy and a friendly enemy, you choose the friendly enemy instead of the hostile enemy. But the fact that is paramount is this: there is always a room for decision switch as a human being. It is only God that doesn't change his decision. Even God, when you pray, even the holy books, as the 2 holy books made it clear that when you pray and ask God for for somebody that has offended God, if you continue to pray and ask for forgiveness, God can forgive you. So the governor endorsing Ambassador yesterday has not done anything wrong. The only thing is this: these are set a tone of anticipation, and tomorrow is the D-Day. So the only thing that I would say is the governor controls the party structure, especially at the world level, local government level, even at the state level. And don't forget, I said it earlier, that these are the people that will usually come up with figures.
What is, however, clear is this: it is the National Secretariat that will determine who gets what. All these primaries. Yes, most of the people that have declared themselves as winners, they may be eventually get recognized, but it is the National Secretariat that will forward the names of their candidates to INEC, the electoral umpire. So if the party structures at the world level, local government level, they decided to do wuru concord figures, the National Secretariat may still send the name of a candidate they believe will have the capability to win.
Mr. Akin, do you also think it's betrayal of the coronet agenda, or the governor have not done anything wrong?
Well, I don't think he has done anything wrong, because initially he has not said publicly that he's supporting the coronet agenda. It's just by the maybe his body language, or maybe because coronet has believed that they have not enjoyed the benefit of being the governor of Kwara, especially in this political dispensation. Even in the past, the time that they have used is very minimal compared to the Kwara Central and Kwara South. And he said openly during the state congress that he's open, that he's not supporting anybody. But what I would like it or not, even if you have not declared yesterday that he's supporting anybody, it's who we support that's going to emerge. So that doesn't make any difference. If you have not said it yesterday and support Abbas Yaseliki, you still know that we still emerge tomorrow. So whether he said or he's not, he has not said it, we all know that he will pay the paper dictated to is the candidate of the governor that will emerge. It has happened in every other state. It's only in few other states where we have maybe a higher authority than the governor in the political, like Lagos State, where that's where you can see maybe someone that is not in connection with the governor will emerge. Makinde has said it, the person that he want to succeed him, he has said it like 2 weeks ago too. So that's the way the.
And you don't think there's nothing wrong with the timing?
The time, I'm not saying anything wrong with whether I said it to where I said it yesterday or he said it yesterday or tomorrow, it's still the same thing, because the primary is coming up tomorrow. So, but the only thing I've not said anything that is difficult. Everybody know that they are playing the game and one person is going to emerge, and who will emerge will be the one that the governor supports or not. And as Alhaji said, there will be some decision that have happened, or some incident that happen that will make maybe governor to decide, okay, this person I'm going for, this I'm not going for.
Quickly, let me get your opinion on those that have questioned his leadership qualities, because we need to throw the phone lines open and start taking messages. Those that have questioned his leadership qualities, that's why it feels like the party is in disarray, and they are citing a lot of things. Quickly, part of what they also cited is during his own senatorial primary election in the state, he was contesting with someone who said he didn't even take the party ticket, Senator Soliu Mustafa, whose name was there, and the number register was 0. Senator Soliu Mustafa was quick through his own media head to say, I did not buy any form that says I'm coming back for any senatorial ticket. But his name is there.
I think his name being on the ballot cannot be referred to the governor, because the form is from National Secretariat of the party.
So who is lying?
I don't know.
The governor?
I don't know. I don't know who's lying, but I know that the form is not from the governor. It's from National Secretariat of the party. Though so there's another that denied it, but I think if his denial should be directed to the Secretariat of the party,
not to the governor.
Not to the governor. So I'm not saying so that should not.
But you are not saying who is lying or who is not lying.
I'm not saying it's lying, because I know that the form.
The senator alleged forgery.
But the form is from the National Secretariat, not from the governor. So if there's going to be any allegation,
so is the senator saying President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and those that are leaders of the party at the national level forged?
Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not the chairman of the party,
but he's the leader of the party. He's the president of Nigeria.
Like the same thing now. Governor Abdulrahman is the leader of the party in the state.
Exactly.
So happen within the
party. Can they do anything without him?
No, it's not everything that we do with him. It's not everything that we pass through his table. It's just the major decision.
But one thing that interests me in that issue is that the senator even alleged forgery of that document, and is the party sincere enough to even investigate
forgery? What did he mean by forgery? Is it that they went to go and buy the form on his behalf, or the form on his behalf?
Well, I think the secretary should be able to answer that.
Well, my take is this: most of the political office holders, and especially political office holders, most of them got nomination forms for 2 different positions. someone. I know someone who got for assembly, got for reps. I know someone who got for
governorship. That person that you know.
Governorship.
Also got for governorship.
Senator Lola Ashiru got for governorship, got for Senate. Eventually, he didn't go for screening exercise for the governorship. He went for that of the Senate.
And he lost.
No, the result it's not official. Okay. So what we're saying is, it is not impossible that the Senator Salim Mustafa may have also gotten two.
But he's not aware.
For example, Senator Sadiq got two, the governorship, Senate.
So what we're saying is Senator Salim Mustafa not aware he got for two because he denied the fact that his name should be there.
Yes, he has the right to deny that. And the reason is this. If I say I want pounded yam and I want rice, and eventually when they were clean up for rice, I didn't go there. I only opted for pounded yam. Why should you inform me again?
Why should your name not be part of those that have already put in that you
ordered? No.
You have paid for the form.
Obtaining the form doesn't mean that you are ready to participate.
But you have paid for the form.
It doesn't mean.
Hey, but your name can be there and be zero.
No. Obtaining the see, I suspect that some people at the National Secretariat of the party were complicit in the embarrassing situation that got enacted, the scenario that got enacted, because it is clear. If I am saying I can buy nomination funds for 10 different positions, but it is the only one that I appear for screening that I show interest in. That's it.
0913-655-6952. 0913-655-6952. WhatsApp is 0913-655-6864. 0913-655-6864. We've discussed a lot in the studio today. We've talked politics for about 45 minutes in the studio. And a lot has to do with the primaries that we are seeing within our state, Kwara. A lot of talking points that have been raised among the local politicians in the party. We've looked at the senatorial primary election in Kwara State, looking at some of the talking points where the governor emerged, according to the report, waiting for the official confirmation from the Senate central zones. And we hear he's competing against Senator Soliu Mustafa, who have come out to deny that his name is on the party. Also, we've looked at the endorsement of Ambassador Yasiriki by the governor of the state, which some locals within his party have criticized and have said the timing is wrong, and as a leader, he's not expected to be endorsing anyone after giving them free hand to jostle and contest with about 48 days into when they are also going to go into the primaries. And we've also looked at the credibility of the elections that we have seen in terms of the primary election. Is it better than when we have delegates, primary election and the delegate? We've started to juxtapose everything on the show. So it's now for you to share your opinion. 0913-655-6952. 0913-655-6952. WhatsApp is 0913-655-6864. 0913-655-6864. Hello, good morning.
This is Rotimi coming from Moro.
Good morning to you, Comrade Rotimi from Moro.
Do you know what the Bible says? Righteousness exalt the nation. If these people started with it like this, how can we trust them when they really get to the power? When they are tripping themselves. If they are tripping themselves, Mustafa did not connect form, did not say anything. He immediately report to the media. He did not contest any form of collaboration. And immediately the election was counted and reported that the governor was telling them that Mustafa got a zero. And then the same thing with this man, Lola Asiru too. Lola Asiru is not collect. Go and find out. He said he want to contest for governor. Now, they're telling him for senator. Can you imagine that? Who is this? That he is a friend of President, the president's son. Who is he? See, in Lagos, they have a Lagos something called a movement something, and it is some what do you call his name? Is he belong to that group in Lagos? See, all these things are tripping people. That's why we cannot have a good government, because they tripping themselves so much, they corrupt the system so much, and they don't let us know the truth. And that is why they will continue to live in the sham life.
Thank you very
Propaganda.
much. Thank you very much, Comrade me from Moro. Quickly, for Ambassador Yasiriki, the last time we know the City Boy movement is the North Central coordinator for the City Boy movement, if that's what you're referring to. And also, I think like it's been established in the studio. Alaji just alluded to the fact that he has gotten a report that Senator Lola Ashiru got the senatorial form from Abuja. And we also know that all the forms have been getting from Abuja, not from the governor, not from the state. So if Senator Solio Mustafa's name is on the ballot, I think the questions needs to be asked from those at the national level. Hello, good morning. Not lucky with that. Basic responsibility of government. No government grows when its brightest minds are busy surviving. Government must guarantee basic service, food, education, healthcare, internet, electricity, housing, transport, and justice. Make access easy, and you unlock productivity and innovation. Underpaid, unsupported workers develop a loyalty gap, making them easy to bribe. Pay salaries by the 25th, pensions in 30 days, gratuity in 90 days. It is possible and is the foundation for real growth. Mr. Kolade Aide from Sudan. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, good morning. This is Samuel from Tanker.
Samuel, good morning to you.
Good morning. What the governor have done, on my own opinion, it is you as the governor of 8 years, you are now holding the ticket of a Senate. At the same time, endorsing who will succeed you as the governor. It is like a form of autocratic system of government, like someone is generally like someone is ruling, and we have a lot of people who are also members legitimately entitled as a member of that party. So you are still ruling. At least you should give them the space. Like you should just. This is not the kind of Nigeria for me, my generation wants to see. And for me, I will never in any way support this kind of ruling, because that is what we don't want in this country.
Thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you very much, Samuel, for your opinion. 0913-655-6952, 0913-655-6864. As we're taking conversations, let's also try to dabble into our second conversation for today. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Titilayo from Taiwo.
Good morning to you, Titilayo.
You can see there is no transparency in the government. They are only giving us as a football. They have nothing to offer us. It is with the citizens, we need to know what to do. How can we vote somebody, endorse somebody? Why are they deceiving people? They should come out and say the truth.
Thank you very much.
It's not trying at all.
Thank you very much, Titilayo, for your opinion. She thinks, by the way, endorsing Ambassador Yaya Siriki, the endorsement of Ambassador Yaya Siriki by the governor, she thinks that it's not so much of a transparency from the governor. Good morning. Your name and where you are calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Bamidele Gift, I'm calling from Namibia.
Good morning to you, Mr. Bamidele Gift.
With due respect to us senior journalists, to be another. During the era we used to have investigative journalism, many journalists will have known how forms and nomination forms are perceived. But now nobody knows how they got the form. But I'm telling you, it's not individuals who perceive the form. Put that aside. All your comments, your guests here, they are well respected journalists. But none of them has mentioned the role of presidency in this. One of them said, the governor of Ogun, that Abiodun has endorsed Yayi. Was it he who endorsed or the president? It's the presidency. why that of Kwara is different is that the president and the presidency have also, endorsed somebody, but the governor seems not to be comfortable with that arrangement. He's trying to make it an arrangement, and that was what led him to come out and endorse himself now. So that is a real issue. The only thing I want to tell you is it's even worse now. The only thing is that instead of people who getting liquor, the people who went to vote now, they are giving them 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira each. So that will be enough to take care of their breakfast today. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much for the prayer of Nigeria. 09136556952. Let me quickly put something in. I want to believe Alaji was the one that made clarification about how the nomination form is being gotten, and he said it was gotten from the national level. So if anybody's name is on the ballot paper, which Mr. Biodun also alluded to, that it is from the national level. That's just in relation to the chaos and a bit of confusion that happened between the governor's camp and also Senator Soliu Mustafa's camp in terms of his name being on the ballot paper. But thank you very much for your opinion, by the way. 09136556952. WhatsApp is 09136556864. Good morning. Hello? Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning. This is Comrade Adewale from Oro.
Good morning to you, comrade.
I don't know why people are taking that information in dimension another way. I want people to read that statement from the governor very well. Okay. It doesn't say candidate, candidate. He says fairly candidate. That's the statement the governor said.
He said what? Can you come again?
He said the fair candidate that can approve is Yaya, but it's left for the people that will vote, not party. So thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much for your own opinion. By the way,
if
09136556952. Mao.
Yes, if I may add, immediately the governor mentioned his personal endorsement. Some other APC leadership at Kwara Central, Kwara South, Kwara North were also endorsing. The people who are supposed to be the umpire started endorsing a candidate amongst all the candidates that wants to contest.
Just to reply, the governor has an official social media page. And I want to try to read the first paragraph for those that said he did, for the person that said he did not mention endorsement, because we are all journalists and we will not try to overemphasize things. I'll read the first paragraph of that statement that says, following extensive consultation with party structures and leadership, I am pleased to endorse Ambassador Abdul Fattah Yaya Seriki MFR as my preferred successor under the platform of our party, the All Progressive Congress. So it is not just the word endorsed, it is the word is preferred successor, which we have not even emphasized in our own analysis. We've just only picked the word endorse. But thank you very much for your opinion. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I am Alaji Taye Olo, calling from Ilorin.
Good morning to you, Alaji Taye.
From all indications, it does appear that the stand of the governor as regards Yaya Seriki does not make our electoral process all-inclusive. Because it's a kind of authoritarianism. And he has set his own preferred candidate as if he has the right to choose whoever he wants. He wanted for the governor. So, and again, you see, this is they are doing is destroying APC gradually, and other parties, other opponents, they will take advantage of this. You know, there's an agreement in APC before now that the House of Rep membership will move from Ilorin West to Asa, and from Ilorin South to Ilorin East. But the reverse is the case last week. The man from Asa was cheated because they eventually. The person from Asa was not giving the ticket any longer. They still repeated the press honorable that is there now. But in Ilorin East, They took the ticket from Ilorin Southman and gave it to Ilorin Youthman. You know what this kind of a thing will be bringing victory in the political party, and there will not be cohesion, there will not be agreement. A lot of people have been agreed now. How can you, as a governor, instead of you to play and not declare democracy, you are now saying that you have a preferred candidate? What signal does that give to the general electorate? You see, what I want to say is that if it is not too late, APC should put their house in order. The House of Rep, Ilorin West Asa, should go to the man from Asa, one Alhaji Yakubu Amusa Yusuf. He's the person. Then Ilorin is already, they have done that. Because otherwise, this is going to cause a lot of victory in the political party. It is going to affect APC come 2027. Because the way the government is handling it, he has not been able to hold everybody in under one umbrella. He's just as if he holds the party. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much for your opinion. God bless you. You want to add something, Laji? Your last question, this show.
Yes, I quickly want to react to what one of the callers said. Nomination forms are obtained at the National Secretariat, and the fact that the forms are gotten there means that whatever is the anomaly, whatever is the mistake, whatever is the omission, the blame should be put on those people at the National Secretariat. Then, the fact that somebody has gotten 2 forms does not mean that he is going for the 2 positions. He or she is going for the 2 positions. If he or she appears for screening for one, that is what will be recognized as the one that he or she is going for. And that of Kwara South Senatorial Senate primary, Senator Olashiru participated and is even claiming victory. But it is the National Secretariat that will eventually announce the results. And that of governorship that is coming up tomorrow, the governor controls the party structure. That's the reality. But the National Secretariat will determine who will fly the party's
Thank you very much, Elaji, for the clarification. Thank you, my fellow colleagues, for joining me this morning on the show. My name is Adeyemi Adewale, and thank you to the listener for staying with us on your shiny Supreme radio station. Good morning.
In the finest city of Ilori lies a